Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to you boys.
Absolutely, because if it's not interesting to us, it certainly isn't interesting to you.
Right.
So it is another Wednesday night here in the neighborhood.
That it
It
is.
is September 6th, our first episode of September,
That is.
which I got to say it. I apologize. I know it's a day early, but happy birthday, Black Man.
Well, thank you very much.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow is James's birthday,
That
so
is correct.
I'm sure he would love for you to send him stuff, even though he doesn't get presents for his friends. But that's okay.
And I'm not expecting. The only thing I'm expecting, I I asked my parents for a new chair.
What kind of chair?
Well, I asked for an X chair, but then they told me the price of the X chair, and then I was like, oh, never mind. No, I just need an office chair. So
Yeah, that's okay. So it is September 6th, 2023. It is 8:04 p.m. on the left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast. And Quinn, who's going to be our special guest tonight,
that's correct.
Quinn Cafferata-Jenkins, the artist formerly known as Quinn Cafferata-Jenkins. He evidently now goes by RECJ. So we'll start making sure to give him that credit moving forward. You may know him as the voice of Philippe on Murphy's Inc.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be on with us in a little bit.
Yeah.
So stick around for that. It's going to be fun times. Amazingly talented individual. I love having him on the show. I am immensely impressed by this kid. Literally, I mean, he's 18. He's an adult now, I guess, technically, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
in comparison.
You won't believe it when you see him in a little bit. I was like, "Oh, who's this 30-year-old man on my screen?"
Oh wow! Oh wow!
And I love that I get that we have this preview down in the corner because I can see him busting up laughing. So I enjoy that very much. And Quinn has a very infectious laugh, so hopefully we'll get him laughing on the show as well.
I'm sure
he was having computer problems before we came on the air. I was concerned because we do this little test where we count and I do 1, 2, 3 and the other person says 4 so we can see what the delay is like.
Right.
It was quite the delay.
It was a good little delay on there.
But luckily the problem has been rectified. So James, I've got something interesting I want to share with you today.
What's that?
So I was at the store and I had that icy cereal.
Yeah.
How about icy blue raspberry cookies?
What?
Or how about icy cherry cookies?
No, I don't know.
I will tell you, they smell delicious.
Yeah.
And I apologize that we don't have smell-o-vision yet. We're working on it. But I can at least describe to you what it tastes like. And again, smelling it smells
like an icy cherry or cherry icy cherry.
It smells like a cherry icy. Now the cracker, the cookie, whatever. Obviously, it's not gonna probably go with the flavor, but let's see.
Is it like vanilla flavored, or is it just because I said it's a white cookie? Or
It's just a generic, like graham cracker kind of cookie.
Okay.
But now I'm gonna have some with the icy on it. That tastes like a cherry icy. It's a little concentrated, so it's very cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's try the blueberry. I'm sorry, blue raspberry.
Raspberry, yeah.
I'm gonna do the whole thing at once because maybe it needs the whole cookie.
Like
together.
take a bite first. Just not eat the whole thing. Just take a bite.
Much more mild.
Okay.
So,
yeah, like when I came to visit, I did have some of the cereal. It was okay. It wasn't like I wouldn't buy it on my own. That's what that basically boiled down to. Is it? Yes, it was fine for what it was, but it's not one I'd be like, oh yeah, I need to go buy this. But if it was also like $2 a box, I might buy it because
So last week on the show, I drank an oil can of Foster's Australian for beer.
Foster's.
And tonight, I'm going to drink an oil can of Foster's Australian for beer Premium. That's right, folks. It's in the green can.
Oh, that's what the green can is?
Evidently, it is Foster's Premium.
Foster's Light.
It's 25.4 ounces, 750 milliliters or so. I have to know what the difference between regular Fosters
and premium
premium Fosters.
Well, I will say, so this Seagram's Escapes Italian Ice. This is the lemon one, and so I got this one, and I have what's this one?
Cherry
and cherry. So those will be the ones I have to date.
Okay, so this tastes much better than the regular Fosters. The regular Fosters taste like PBR.
Are we talking about? Is this like is this like it's not platinum Bud Light, but is it on the same line?
No, it's more. It's a different flavor profile almost altogether. It's closer flavor wise to like a what's the word I'm looking for? Corona almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'll be drinking on that, my oil can, if you will,
sipping on some Fosters.
Scissor. So we've got a lot to talk about today, and we've got to get through it before we can bring Quinn in. And I'm sorry, Ari. And he's he's sitting down there in the corner waiting to come in. I can see him. He's got his hands like rubbing. He's ready. He's like, "Let's go. Let's do this."
Ready to go. You know what? Actually, there's almost a part of me, especially for like this first thing that we want to talk about. Like, I almost want to see his reaction.
Okay. That's fair. I'm okay with that. Let's do that, shall we? I'm gonna bring you in right now, Quinn. Just as a heads up. So, I'm sorry, Ari, CJ, how are you?
I'm doing great. I've been laughing while you guys are just making all sorts of jokes.
That's what we do.
Welcome to the Fat and Black Connection. First time, and evidently you've never watched us before, so thanks for that. And we've got Echoed Beef checking in.
Oh no, that's my friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
I invited them.
Bring them.
Well, welcome, Echoed Beef. Welcome to the Fat and Black Connection.
Get notifications. Subscribe.
This is a live interactive broadcast, so
yeah.
If you are watching right now, and it looks like we've got a few thousand people watching around the world, no pressure, Quinn. So yes, and we've got Jenny, my wife, checking in, also known as Daphne. She was on last week.
Oh, she plays Daphne?
Yes. Oh. I didn't cast her. Anyways.
Truth.
Yeah, it's truth. Anyways, so we've got a few thousand people, so no pressure. But okay, we're gonna bring something up on the screen, and I know this wasn't you had no time to plan or prep or anything like that, but I would like for you to tell me what it is, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And here it is. What is this thing?
Okay, so it says boombox.
Sure, you can read.
I can read. So it's like I haven't personally ever used one, but it's like a speaker and you put cassette tapes in.
What is a cassette tape?
They're like pre-CDs.
What's a CD?
I do not know what it stands for, but it plays whatever's on.
CD is compact disc.
This is why we're doing this, because it's fun for us. Because
we live through
these. Is 18, ladies and gentlemen. So just trying to get the perspective here.
Yeah.
We old people.
Right. We live through these.
Yeah. So yes, we were the OGs, if you will, with boom boxes, rocking out the New Kids on the Block
on your shoulder with a piece of cardboard,
or the MC Hammer cassette.
Oh! Here comes a hammer. Hey, yo, that was money.
So okay, have you ever, aside from this image here, have you ever actually seen a legit boombox in person?
No, I have not.
Okay. Do you have any? Do your parents, or do you, for some reason, happen to have cassettes around your house?
Maybe. I haven't explored every nook and cranny around the house.
Have you ever seen a cassette in person?
I have.
Not in a museum, but just in.
Actually, no. Wait. I think I'm thinking of the bigger ones. The VHS.
Oh, dang. Yo, you can't put those in this thing. It won't fit.
Nope.
So you've seen something like this.
Yes.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I had one at hand's distance.
Oh.
That's how old I am. Okay, so
No, I
do
don't
you
have.
do you have any compact discs or CDs?
Yes.
Not for gaming.
Not for gaming.
Okay. Okay.
Like music and stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
We recently got them at a garage sale.
Wait, your first ones?
No, not my first ones, but like we just got a bunch.
Okay,
are-
yo, here's a serious. This is a legit question. Have you ever burned a mix CD?
No.
Have you ever heard of the concept of a mixtape?
I have.
But for you, it's creating a playlist with like MP3s or something, right?
Yeah.
I Spotify more like.
Oh yeah, that's
okay,
right. Because
so
you can.
even-
Yeah, that's right. Because you can make a list on Spotify,
Yeah.
and then you can
the
send it to
concept
somebody.
Of a mixtape came from the cassette tapes. You would listen to the radio, and when your favorite song would come on, you'd start hitting record, and so you'd usually miss the first 3 to 5 seconds of the song.
Yeah.
And then when the song finished, you'd stop, and then you'd wait for your next favorite song, and then so you might, if you were listening to a top 40 radio station, you might hear that song once every couple hours, and so hopefully you could get to the player quick enough.
Oh,
So,
wow,
so legit. I have a friend who had an entire tape, an entire cassette of Gangsta's Paradise. Didn't matter.
Just over looping.
Did not matter where it was in the song when he got to the record button. It didn't matter. It could be near the end. He was hitting record. Like,
and I'm not sure. I assume this question is for Quinn. Have you ever recorded a cassette tape?
no.
You know what's funny is that I actually had a tape one time that I forgot to stop, and so I hit record, and then I guess I forgot about it, and so like I had about an hour or so of this radio show, and during that hour they had a contest, and I remember I called trying to get through on the contest, and I was totally messed up.
Anyways, we're going to kick you back to the green room. We'll bring you back in a little bit. Thanks for letting us harass you about your age. And we'll see you again shortly.
Yeah.
All right.
So just a little sneak peek at our special guest this evening. So before we bring him back to really dive in, and Jenny says, Quinn, you do not need to smile politely at these old men. Jenny, you are older than both of us. So
that is true.
Thanks.
Laugh at your elders.
Yes.
Respectfully.
Yes. Okay. So last week on the show, we talked about that 97 Now Productions, our parent company, had announced that it is organizing and hosting
Kaboom Con.
That's right, Kaboom Con, happening September 7th, 2024. So a year from tomorrow.
That is 366 days away.
Yes. That is correct, sir. And the response has been just massive. Yeah, it has been absolutely bonkers, unexpected, and we love it. It's great. We're excited because that means people are excited. So what we're going to do now is we have some updates, some new vendors who signed up in the last week.
Yep.
Just as a quick refresher, last week, the ones that we went over, give me just a second. I'm scrolling. And I'm not going to do this every week, but last week signing up, we had Gen 7 Comics,
right?
Kyber Cave,
right?
Everything Resin,
right?
Stephen H. Provo,
that's right,
who's an author, and another author, Spencer Stoner, and of course the dynamic duo, father and son of Lawrence and Diego
Iriartes.
So we had a few to announce last week. This week we have quite a few. So shall we?
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
All right. First up, we've got Angela Laverghita Books. She's an author, and
I love that logo. That logo is killer.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
Next up, so this is just an image. I understand this is they don't have their own logo, but this is, and I love the name, Cyber Squatch Art.
Cyber Squatch.
And this was just one of the pieces of artwork that they had on their page, and so I decided I like this one. Let me throw it out there. But yeah, definitely head over to our Facebook page, and you can get a link to their Instagram and see all their other stuff, because they do all of their original digital art. Is they can have it done on pillows, blankets, posters, canvas, so much more.
That's kind of cool.
And then we've just today getting on board Dice and Duels, a Carson City local. Check out, for them, they do weekly tournaments for different tabletop games, card games, trading card games.
Oh, that's cool.
So
not enough places do that anymore.
Absolutely. Then we got Dreamwell Comics, the local Carson City comic book store. They've got comics, toys, collectibles, all that kind of fun stuff.
I love the winter picture.
I just grabbed what they had on their Facebook page.
No, I love how it's just still snow on there.
This one, just looking at the image, what would you guess the name is?
Something like Trash Goblin.
Goblin Card Belcher.
Yeah, that sounds like a Magic character or something.
So I gotta say, this one surprised me, because this group requested, they wanted 3 10x10 booths together, so all in a line, and I was like, really? That's okay. And I looked them up, and they go to cons and events all around, and I looked at the stuff they sell: trading card games, tabletop games, all that kind of stuff. They do tests, and massive. Excited to see what they bring.
Yeah, that's dope.
And this one, I hope I get it right, but I believe it's the Infamous Rebel. It could be Infamous Rebel, or it could be Infamous Rebel.
But
because it's not indicated here, but on his page, it is capital I, lowercase n, capital F, AMOUS. So I'm wondering if it's infamous or infamous.
Yeah. Either way,
he will be there. And evidently he sells replicas of this nifty little gun here.
Yeah.
That come in pretty cool boxes. We've got Justin Jam the artist.
Jam!
Who was at ARICON with us. He was at our booth. Fantastic artist, does a very unique style of art for some of his custom work. He also does comic book art as well, but some of his pieces are really cool.
His Ninja Turtle stuff is killer. He actually had a Muhammad Ali that actually I use as when he calls me. I have it as his profile picture on there. It's a custom Muhammad Ali painting, and I was like, the painting, and it was amazing. I told him he needs to do a Tyson one. That would be cool.
And for Quinn down in the corner, Muhammad Ali was a world famous boxer, one of the best of all time, formerly known as Cassius Clay. Mike Tyson, also a huge world famous at the time boxer, known for abusing women. So moving on. Moving on, we've got this is Lavendorium. Also known as Mia Young Art. I'm guessing Mia Young is the artist's name. Then we have MC Hunter. Oh, I'm sorry.
Just author. Never mind.
Urban fantasy author. And actually, I saw MC Hunter at Silver Age Comic-Con earlier this year in Reno. She had a booth, and she does urban fantasy writing.
Oh, that almost looks like two different people in the like here and here. They almost look different, but.
And then we've got Michael K. Faciani. And he writes epic. His words, I'm quoting, epic fantasy books.
Ooh. So that's a big deal to write epic fantasy books.
That makes me, when I hear epic fantasy, it makes me think like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, we've got Resilient Press. They produce and publish the Captain Paiute comic book series.
Captain Paiute.
So that should be interesting to see.
Yeah.
This is a piece of art that is done by Stephen. It's either Stephen or Stefan, and it's either Myler or Miller. Myler art. Stephen Miller art. I apologize. I really should have people spell their names out phonetically when they send us. And another huge announcement is that there will be a massive cosplay contest.
That's right. We got 8 categories.
8, count them.
Yeah. So we're going DC, we're going Marvel, we're going indies. So any indie comic book type deal.
Anything. So that's Dark Horse, that's Image, that's Kid Hero, that's
anything that's not DC or Marvel, basically.
Midnight Comics.
Then we got Star Wars, we have Disney, we have anime, we have video games, and then we have like a group. So like if you come as
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
you're going to be the foursome.
Scooby-Doo or something. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. So there will be trophies for all of the winners of each category.
The winners.
And there will be other fantastic prizes to go along with that. Cash prizes to go along with that.
More stuff to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got more announcements coming. More. We also announced an art contest. So just putting it out there, preliminary. There will be an art contest. There will be 3 categories for that art contest. There will be children, youth, and adult.
So so children is what age to what age?
I believe I had children is up to 12.
Up to 12, and then 13.
Youth is 13 to 17.
17.
And then adult is
18
and older. That's right. That's right, Quinn. You're an adult. Good for you. He's over there. Yeah.
Where my 18-year-olds at?
So we also announced that there is a theme for the art contest. So you have to follow the theme. Correct. And the theme is, James, go ahead.
I believe it was episode 1, Humble Beginnings.
Close. First edition.
First edition.
First issue, first edition.
Yeah.
Humble Beginnings. And the example that I gave, because some people out there were like, what does that mean? And so for me, when I think of like first edition, Humble Beginnings, what could that be? It could be an origin story for a character. It could be anything. And so to me, a great example would be like Bruce Wayne, as a kid in Crime Alley, crying on the ground with his parents, dead next to him.
Oh, dang.
Like,
I guess it's not. It wasn't really humble beginnings. I mean, the guy was already rich.
Yeah, but that made him humble.
Did it? Or just made him vengeful?
Touche, my friend. But just as an example of what could be, and obviously artists are allowed to have their own interpretation on things.
I'm thinking, when I hear humble beginnings, I'm thinking Clark Kent, running through the fields of Smallville.
Okay, that would be a good option as well, I think.
Yeah.
So if you're an artist out there, please, we'd love to have you participate. We'll have more information on the specifics around the contest, when the art pieces need to be submitted by.
Yeah, and you got 366 days before this actual event happens. So
Well, the art will need to be submitted before then.
Right. So in theory.
Also, again, because of the overwhelming, immense, I don't even know how to like
the gargantuan.
Yes, the fact that people are picking up on this quickly, are loving it. The fact that we have so many vendors already, I can tell you, we only have seven 10x10 booths left, and 2 8x5 booths left.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get in here, you get in here now.
Yeah.
So otherwise you ain't gonna have no choice.
Yeah, we are full up pretty much, but we've got a couple. So get in, don't wait. However, because of how full up we are, we decided to add on the boardroom at the community center. This is where the Carson City City Council meets to have their city council meetings. and we have added on this room where there will be 70 seats, 70. And we will be having panels and questions and Q&As and presentations that will be happening in this room. There's multimedia features, which are nice.
Yeah.
So
I know we got what, at least 2. We don't have times for these yet, but we have at least like 2 or 3 panels already lined up that we're just trying to figure out times for and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Be excited.
Yes. And to transition, I will tell you right now that my intention is for the world premiere of Murphy's Inc. Season 3, Episode 1 to happen there.
That'd be awesome.
Because timing-wise, it would be pretty precise. So
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Speaking of Murphy's Inc., on this last Sunday on KNBC, we had the premiere of Murphy's Inc. Season 2, Episode 2.
Oh yeah.
Come on, let's get our hands dirty.
Get our hands dirty.
And we're not going to go into it too much, only because it drops in podcast format this Friday.
That's right.
So we don't want to give any spoilers away. If you haven't already listened, you'll be able to on Friday night. But we can world premiere here tonight the artwork for Episode 3.
Tres.
That's right, Episode 3. Give me just 1 second. I'll bring it right back up. I just want to open one other thing. Where'd it go? There it is. Sorry. So what is the name of this one, James?
Get a proper shot off.
That's right. Get a proper shot off. So the summary of Episode 3, having met the father of botany, Theophrastus, Michael and his team find themselves being held accountable for trying to steal a silphium plant.
Yeah.
So in this image, we do see Theophrastus over here. Yep. On the far left, we've got Michael with his back to us. We have the intern 1 right over here. And we have sitting at the table, Philippe, which let's bring him in.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back. So what do you think of your representation on screen?
It's a lot thinner than me, but he's got the beard. I like the hair.
I love how the tunic is different, James. How here he just has a little sash and there's some blue on the inside, but then over here he's got like a blue cape almost.
Always got to keep up with the times. Come on, fashion is constantly changing. Keep up.
There you go. See, right there. You bought that in the market.
So, Quinn, let's dive into some Q&A, getting to know you, if you will.
Getting to know you.
Getting to know all
about you.
So, and again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a live interactive broadcast. So if you are watching right now on September 6th, 2023 at 8:32 p.m. Pacific,
give us your questions.
Feel free to shoot some questions away. But first of all, Quinn, I'd like to give all of our guests a couple minutes to tell us who you are, what you're all about, and why are you here?
Well, as I hope that showed you, I voice Philippe on Murphy's Inc. And it's a very fun role to do. Just be not caring about anyone else's feelings. Best type of character to play. But it's just fun. I'm 18, recently really got into voice acting and realized, hey, I could make a career out of this. So now I want to actually go to school for acting and actually go out there and make this my job. Get paid for having fun, basically.
So had the voice for it, bro.
So had you done any acting at all prior to getting involved with voice acting?
Well, that's the thing. As soon as I realized, hey, I could be a voice actor, I started to realize that a lot of things made sense back then. Like, my parents put me through constant just bunch of extracurriculars. One that really stands out is Wild Horse Children's Theater in Carson.
Actually, I called them today.
I was part of that. Barely did anything though. I was just like the background, but I did have a lot of fun. Been doing school plays all throughout my life, drama clubs. Both
Oh,
middle
you're a
and high.
drama kid?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
As were we.
Yeah.
Yep. And suddenly the pieces fell into place. I was like, oh, well, I don't know how I didn't realize it sooner.
So do you feel that like voice acting is your sweet spot?
I don't know. I love acting on stage. I haven't done any acting for camera, but voice acting, I have been complimented a lot on my voice.
You got like I said, you got a good voice. Camera work isn't too hard. It's just basically transitioning from, if you've done stage, it's just transitioning to smaller. You just, instead of doing everything big, you're doing everything a little bit smaller than you would on stage. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not too hard.
Since you gotta exaggerate emotions in order to actually
right, because on stage you have to be bigger because you're performing
to
a bigger
the back
audience.
of the house.
Right, but on film, it's the camera is right, well, not right in your face, but it's very close to you, so you don't have to be as big, you don't have to be as loud. You can you basically everything can kind of be a little bit more contained. So it's harder for some film actors to go to stage than it is for stage actors to come to film.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've been told by my father that I'm very exaggerated all the time.
I believe that.
I don't know why. I don't know how you get that at all.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Just based on talking to you and hearing you, because Philippe, I feel like is not terribly far off from probably part of who you are. Would that be accurate?
I'm a little more caring about people.
Yeah, I'd say I'm a little less about fashion than he is, and fashion, like Philippe is the kind of guy that I would like to be, just not caring. Well, not caring, just less concerned with the little things.
And we've got
that one.
intern 1 checking in.
Bauman.
Quinn has the best voice for voiceover.
Yeah.
So, okay, how did you get into voice acting?
Well, my father was reading a newspaper of all things.
What?
Because he's old, decrepit.
What's a newspaper?
What's a newspaper?
And he saw an ad that said, "Hey, voice actors wanted, no experience required." It was for something in Carson, and we were just like, screw it. Well, actually, my dad wasn't the one who said that. I was like, I had nothing to lose. I just decided that, hey, I'm gonna put myself out there.
There you go. Yeah, that's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, and then I realized, and
when
then
our fathers say, "Hey, you're gonna do this," and you're like, "Okay."
And then I ended up getting the main part, and I'm just like, okay.
I remember when I worked with him the first time, and I heard his voice, and I was like, "Yo, who is this dude? Like, there's no way." And then they said he's 18 or 17 at the time, I think it was.
Yep.
And I was like, "Nah, bruh, no way."
So Jenny says that the ad you read in the newspaper sounded like maybe phone sex work.
It was not. Too. I don't think. No, it definitely
wouldn't be able.
Are you sure?
I'm
pretty sure. He wouldn't legally been able to do that,
yeah,
would he?
It would have said 18 plus. I'm pretty sure.
You would hope.
I would hope.
It is Carson City after all.
Right. The legal age.
They used to allow prostitution just outside the city up in Mount House, right? So.
They used to.
Did I? Oh my God! I don't.
No, they still do.
Oh, I was about to say. It sounded like you said they used to.
No, they do. Have you made your way up to the Bunny Ranch yet? Now that you're 18,
I have not. But
he said I have, and then he paused. So
no. My parents have pointed it out on constant, like whenever we pass by there, it's like, that's it. I'm just like, thanks, Dad.
Yes, yes. Don't
So-
go. James has been.
No,
Uh,
now correction. I
Am I
went in.
wrong in what I just said?
I haven't. You said make it sound like I've been there, like as in I went in and had services. No.
I didn't say that. All I said is
Oh.
you've been there.
Okay, well then yes, that is true.
Anything else you're implying onto yourself?
I got a menu.
What other reason would there be to get a menu aside from interest in the services?
Well, because you guys told me to go get one because I was the only single guy.
That's not how I choose to remember that.
Okay, that's how you choose not to remember. Okay, that's fine.
Pretty suspicious, if you ask me.
That's fine. That's what you.
So Quinn, are you born and raised in the Carson area, or
Yep.
are you? Okay.
Always been between Carson and Reno, in that area, but been ever since elementary school.
And we've got El Jefe checking in. I'm confused as usual. Which one is fat and which one is black? I think the names should clearly indicate.
Man. Sheesh.
So you've always been in the Carson, Reno, Northern Nevada area.
But elementary school and middle school, and actually high school, have all been in the Incline Village area.
Okay, so near Tahoe.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So you went to private
forest
school
school.
then?
Well, for elementary and middle school, yes, but because it was just such an amazing place and so much better than the public school that I was going to. I think it was called. Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Borderick Bray. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. Wasn't nearly as engaging as the one I went to in Lake Tahoe School. Great school. Loved the place. Then I fell in love with the community, smaller class sizes, and decided high school. It was a public high school, but it was pretty small.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So what, do you guys have like snow days and you go skiing? Or?
Absolutely.
So you went to the public high school in Incline Village, is that right?
Public high. Yep.
How were you able to swing that?
Interdistrict transfers, baby.
Or they had a fake address somewhere in the neighborhood.
My parents didn't like. My parents said we had to do some documentation to just get us up there, but
yeah, I mean, like normally if it's something like that, if it's like a small school or something like that, they'll
don't want to incriminate. If
it's a small school, they can bring you. They can get you.
So you have graduated from high school.
I have graduated.
You are a high school graduate, and what are you doing now? What's next?
LA. If any of you have ever heard of AMDA or the American Musical and Dramatic Academy,
yeah,
they have two campuses, one in LA, one in New York, and I am going to the one in LA. It's actually right near Hollywood and Vine, straight in Hollywood. It's crazy. Really excited.
With all the crazies. All right.
Well, and especially going from small town, Northern Nevada, Carson, Incline Village. Have you spent any amount of time down there in preparation?
I have gone there like 2 or 3 times to sort of get a feel for the area, and it's so different.
No, it's a lot different.
Yeah, it's like my whole world has been flipped upside down almost to realize how small of a bubble I've been living in.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Yes. But I mean, you know what though? I think if you just remember, stay focused on what you're doing there, why you're there, and don't get caught up in all the craziness around you. I think you'll be just fine, man.
Don't do drugs.
Basically.
Nope.
Just about anything else. Just don't do drugs, because I do think you are an extremely talented individual, and I think you have that je ne sais quoi, if you will, and so
Google Translate.
I've seen
you have that thing.
I've seen way too many talented people waste their shot, so don't do that.
We actually knew one, and I mean, like, he was super talented, and then like after high school, or like actually I think it's last year's of high school, just went way off the deep end, man. And it's just like, man, it's a damn shame because he was
Actually,
great.
I do have some experience with that because I had a friend who genius. He was incredibly clever, incredibly creative, but just I watched the spiral downwards, and it was definitely it's
hard.
tough.
Yeah.
And so that really drew me away from doing anything like that. It's been a learning experience. I'm both really sad that it happened and glad because it exposed me to a different side of life as well.
Yeah. No, sometimes like hearing about it is one thing, but when you see it, it gives you a whole different perspective. And you're
Completely
like,
different.
yo, I'm out. Yeah. I don't want to do
And
that.
clearly, El Jefe is not from California because he's saying you should put on full body armor and a feces shield and venture down to San Francisco. And the first part is funny. It's just that LA is nowhere near San Francisco. It's about a 7 to 8 hour drive.
Yeah.
To go up north
up to San Francisco, and then that's a total different. That's a different thing altogether too.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to San Francisco?
That's actually where I did my audition for AMDA.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
Yes.
AMDA had like audition places all over the place.
Oh, that's true.
LA, New York, like. Also applied to Juilliard. Kind of thankful I didn't get in.
Are you? I mean, AMDA is kind of Juilliard light.
Yeah, and just Juilliard's only in New York, and New York is like it's a whole different type of different, from what I understand.
Did you have the option when you got accepted to AMDA to go to either?
Yes.
And you chose LA.
Yes, because LA. I definitely think I want to be more on the camera side, but but they have different majors for acting for camera, acting for theater, and I just chose acting because it's the most versatile.
Sure. And Stephanie asks, intern 1, where in San Francisco was the audition?
It was at this hotel, like this really fancy hotel by the ocean.
I'm going to go back to this comment. That sounds like
No.
Yeah.
And Echoed Beef, Quinn, can you say, I'm walking here to see if you could fit in New York?
I'm walking here. Not quite.
A little too soft right now. A little too soft.
Soft.
But remember, there was that song. You gotta live in New York before it makes you too hard, and you gotta live in California before it makes you too soft.
It depends on what part of New York. If we're talking about like Manhattan downtown,
it was
in the boroughs,
Broadway.
Then yes. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's a matter of your direction, right? Because LA is definitely going to be the more film route, where New York would be the better option for the stage aspect.
But you got to remember that most of the stuff now in film, I mean, they're going to be sending you to Atlanta. The ATL for a lot of that stuff now.
Hot Atlanta.
More,
or to Nevada, because a lot of stuff is coming here too.
Yeah, apparently we got Mark Wahlberg is apparently building a studio down here somewhere.
Dang, I'm gonna have to come back here.
No, you can come down. You come down here to Vegas.
Oh no, I'm just gonna melt.
You'll be fine. Trust me. Give it a minute.
You're not gonna be great in Los Angeles either. From a heat perspective, I mean, it's definitely better than Vegas, but it's
But you'll get some of that ocean breeze sometimes, and depending on where you are, sometimes that Santa Ana wind will whip up in there and kind of.
The worst thing you got to deal with in California is that California smog. Don't breathe in too much of that.
Yeah,
and remember getting a bunch of smog. Like we had smog days in high school as well. It was. Or like smoke days because of all the California.
That was I was like, huh?
The fires in California.
The only time I remember like smog in Reno was when Hot August Nights would come through. There would always be this kind of layer of smog.
So Quinn, you're about to get rolled under the bus. Quinn is awesome. He's one of my best buddies. Got me into D&D. I'm happy to see him have success with voice acting so far. Emerson Murillo. Or is it Murillo? I apologize.
You a
I see
D&D?
I am a massive D&D nerd. Been playing since
Okay.
5th grade.
Respect.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
We've got Nikki with a question. Nikki G, do you plan to break into the acting scene with camera work or voice acting? Where are you gonna? What is going to be your focus to try for first?
I don't know. That's a good question. What's like which to focus on? Because acting for camera sounds amazing. It's like the Hollywood red carpet dream. But
Right.
also I have much more experience in voice acting and actually doing that.
So I'm saying, like, honestly, I think for you, if you like do the camera stuff, but absolutely focus on that voice stuff, bro, because your voice, like, again, your voice is killer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with James. I would say, when you're starting out, do the voice acting while taking auditions for camera.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get voice acting gigs. That I have extreme confidence that you'll start getting stuff pretty quickly. The camera stuff, that'll come with time. But if you can bolster your resume with the voice acting, that will give people something to be like, okay, this guy has experience with something.
And you have a good amount of work to show for it too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have this show, you have the other show, so you'll have zero problem with getting into at least having a profile, a portfolio of work that you can show.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, see if you can get that stuff so that you can put it all together and have a demo voice reel.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say you should probably get a demo reel together now.
Yeah, because like I said, you have a bunch of stuff already. So
we at 97 Now Productions will not give you anything to help with that. But,
sorry, you're out of luck on that one, but
you're SOL. No, I'm just kidding. Of course,
I'll record it on a cassette tape.
There you go. When it's having the live broadcast on 95.1 KMVC,
awesome.
Carson City Community Radio.
Or you can get that boombox that apparently has streaming properties.
Quinn, do you sing?
Not publicly, like in the shower, but at AMDA they actually do have singing classes, so I'm hoping to learn how to sing.
Well, they say anybody can apparently sing. It just depends on how well they do. So, but I mean, I definitely look into that too.
I mean, I could already sing badly.
Yeah, well,
Then you could only get better.
Yeah, started from the bottom. Now we're here.
And we've got Tara Eon checking in, writer, co-producer, everything. Good evening, my fat friend, my black friend, and my Italian fashion designer friend.
Yes, of course.
Awesome.
And according to Echo Beef, you sing very well. So clearly you don't just sing in the shower, or you've been in the shower with Echoed Beef.
No.
Okay, I'm not here to judge, and I don't know Echoed Beef, so
that's fair. But no, I do have a habit of just singing while on call when my friends go out and get a drink or something. I don't know, it's nice.
Elaborate on that statement.
So if we're on Discord, you guys know what Discord is, right?
No, we're so old that we've never.
We do. Yeah.
No.
We don't do it. I don't do it well.
But
no. I have no idea what Discord is, nor have I in any way, shape, or form used it for Murphy's Inc., where we do the majority of our work.
That's great.
Yeah.
Please tell me, because I'm so old.
You know what Discord is, right?
Better be safe than sorry. Is all I'm saying.
Actually, no, that is very true. Tara's comment there is very true.
It is Tara's fault that we are in Discord.
Good job, Tara.
We had never used it before then, to be honest.
No, yeah, so.
But
and we've got Pop Culture Kaboom checking in.
Hey. But like sometimes I just sing while I'm still on call with some friends, but I usually only sing when they're gone or like they're away from keyboard.
Or so you thought, evidently, because
apparently
Beef is clearly
cool. Let's go ahead and take us off of here, Mark.
And I never want to know what Echoed Beef's real name is, because I don't. I like the name, and I
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I dig it. Echoed Beef.
Yes.
It actually sounds like something I'd find at one of those kind of off the wall one of those off the wall restaurants.
Oh, see, I was thinking the discount meat section. It's already turned brown.
Echoed.
Yeah.
Beef.
Yes, and
Oh no.
and now you know that Echo Beef wears headphones when AFK. What does that stand for, James?
I have no idea.
Away from keyboard.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
Yes, James is the older of the two of us. Just to be clear.
Yeah, I don't know all these acronyms. I don't know.
Fair enough. So, so Quinn, what brought you to Murphy's Inc?
Well, you were involved with some of the other shows that I was a part of, and it was you or like one of the other directors who was just like, "Hey, there's this other show going on. Want to audition?" And I'm just like, "Sure." This was a confidence boost and a half. I feel really good about this now, because definitely came into my first job. Say the great pay. But just it's like I went into my first job completely I knew nothing, and came out of it so well rounded, so understanding of things, and so much better that I felt confident to do more shows, and everyone just saying, "You have a great voice for this." All that.
That's
At least they're not. At least they're not saying you have a face for radio.
Yeah, that's actually that's for real. Sometimes that's all you need is just that one thing, and it's just like, oh yeah, I can do this.
I can do this.
Exactly.
So, of the roles that you've played, and I'm not soliciting or anything, but of the roles that you've played, which ones do you look forward to doing? Because I know for me as an actor, there are times I've done shows or I've done voice acting, and I just dread going into a recording session or going to a rehearsal. And it doesn't have to be voice acting purely. What role in your performing career have you most looked forward to?
So like a type of character, or
it could be a type of character. It could be a specific character that you've played.
These two ones come to mind, and they're both very similar and very different. One is Philippe, because I love him. He's great. But another one is, what's his name? It was like this dining theater play we did at my drama club. And I played this rich, snobbish jerk.
So very similar, as you said.
Very similar, but very different, because Philippe is like, he's a bit more self-aware and definitely not as selfish as this guy because it's called Murder on the Menu is the one we did. And
instead of Murder on the Orient.
Yeah. And basically main guy, my father dies. Artemis is his name. I just remember. Like, he dies, and my character's like, I didn't kill him. I'm too obvious of a killer.
There you go.
It's like, I didn't have a good relationship with my father. I stand to gain so much if he's dead. I'm too obvious.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Exactly.
But the best part is it actually wasn't him.
Oh, that's even better. It's even better.
Murder better cold or hot?
That actually sounds like a show. Is that the name of the show?
No, the name of it was Murder on the Menu.
Murder on the Menu. You did say that.
Yeah.
Yes, James doesn't pay attention.
I don't know.
So is murder better cold or hot? I'm not sure if that means like to murder someone in the snow versus a desert.
I don't know either, so I'm going to take it as like cold-blooded versus hot-blooded.
Or does murder go better with garlic?
Garlic. Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
Everything goes better with garlic.
Yeah, murder by garlic would be a way to go, I suppose.
Or you're just a vampire. Like,
yeah, that would also.
Death by garlic bread.
There it is.
So, Quinn, playing Philippe, we're in season 2 right now. Have you been following along? Obviously, you get the scripts in advance. Are you an actor that likes to read all of the script to know exactly what's going on with everyone, or do you just read the scenes you're in, or what is that process for you?
So what I like to do is, for the scripts that I am sent, I read through it, uh, and then so I have a general understanding of what's going on for the most part. Sometimes I forget, uh, but then I just like reread a couple of my scenes and just be like, oh, okay, so that's so where I need to get to the mindset of like, this is the context. I need to do it.
So in season 2, where we are, and we're not going to get spoilery or anything.
Philippe does things and things happen.
Yes, indeed. Where in season 1, Philippe didn't have as much. He had some good, fun scenes, but in season 2, and especially right now in the very beginning of the season, Philippe's pretty involved, and is going on his first mission.
Yes.
Quite. For you as an actor to get a bit of a little bit more dynamic, because season 1 it was pretty much one dimensional, and again, we're not going to go into specifics, but in season 2 Philippe gets to be a little bit more 2 to maybe even 3-dimensional. Is that something you like about it, or do you prefer just staying 1D?
I love characters that are 3-dimensional. Like, as I said before, big D&D nerd. I'm like the DM. I create worlds. I create stories. So I love creating those sorts of characters that are 3-dimensional. So being able to play one is also a lot of fun, and also some practice for my DMing as well.
So how come you've never gotten into writing?
Man, you see what he's trying to do here, right?
But the thing is, 8th grade,
which was only 4 years ago, ladies and gentlemen.
4 years ago, there was this thing called exhibition, where like it's a year-long project, and you present at the end. My year-long project.
Exhibition?
Why do you keep bringing this up?
Just keeps working.
Mine was on the history of storytelling, because I love stories. And I, for like my actual project part, I wrote a book, or at least the first chapter of a book.
Okay.
And I actually started writing this in my free time, because my English teacher like had these daily prompts where like we write a little bit. But then I just decided I'm gonna continue this one just in my free time.
Sure.
And it turned out pretty good for an 8th grader. Looking back on it, I'm just like, I want to change so many things.
Why can't you?
Yeah, what's stopping you?
I don't know. I think maybe a lot of it that was stopping me was just expectations, since so many people were saying such good things at me. It was just like, I don't want to let these people down.
Man, and no, look, at this rate, now you can go back and do it. You don't have to, you don't, no expectations, just finish it, right?
Here's the thing to me, I don't think you should change anything, because it was the mind, and it's a snapshot in time, right? And you'll get this as you get older, but it was who you were at that time, and that was where how you wrote it is exactly how you meant to write it then. Yeah, we can all look back on things we did 10 years ago or 4 years ago or whatever, and say, I could have done that better. Sure. I mean, Murphy's Inc. season 1, there are a lot of things that, looking at it, I'm like, man, we could have done this better. We could have done that better. But it's there. It is what it is. Now it's, what do I do with that information moving forward? And how do I incorporate that into who I want to be today? So I don't think you should go back and change it. I think you should use it as a source of inspiration, because if it was good 4 years ago and people liked it, or you liked it 4 years ago, then there's a reason, and that should speak to you.
Let it hold up. Then you can write the next one. You can write the next one, and then you're good. It'll be a different state of mind.
It's a great idea.
Have you ever done any script writing, like for stage or for anything?
I've done it for school projects.
Okay.
Like, like sometimes in school, we'd like make these sort of plays for projects. You had to write the script and do everything.
Sure. That's
So,
that's a pretty common practice. I mean,
yeah.
you know, when James and we went to the same high school. He's older than me, so but you know,
A year.
older. And we had the same drama teachers and stuff, and you know, we had to write our own scenes or whatever. So I think it's, you know, it helps with the development. And Nikki G, does your creative process involve more staying on one project and continuing and updating it, or moving on to new projects and starting new ideas?
What I find myself doing is that I have a bunch of like new projects, quote unquote, because they're not quite new. They're just like connected to the other project in some way. And so I like, oh, this gives me an idea of this, and then that connect it back to that and like strengthening connections.
So you're trying to basically be Kevin Feige writing the MCU.
I guess I
Actually, they have a whole book coming out about that.
I have like hundreds of pages of D&D notes on all sorts of things.
Yo, you should write. You should turn that into something. I mean, you can't use
So
D&D.
a lot of people don't know this, but D&D, when they come out with their books on, you know, you could use this as your starter guide or whatever, a lot of that comes from people like you, from DMs that have created an amazing story arc, and they're like, you know, they submit it to Wizards of the West Coast and
Do it, bro. Get paid.
Just gotta, yep, I could do that.
Clean it up a little bit. Get paid.
or don't. I mean, it's not about, like, obviously we aren't getting paid for doing Murphy's Inc., but we love doing it. And
That's true.
so it's not necessarily all about money. It's about sharing that creativity. And I get the impression that you are a talent that likes to do it for the love of the art.
Yeah.
And people might, and actually, you know, depending on your story, people might really dig it and like just want to get on that anyway. So
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
I feel like this guy's got like an NDA or something, and because he's very like
He's
passive
elusive.
about some of this stuff.
He's elusive.
Do you currently have any NDAs that we should avoid talking about stuff?
no. It's just funny to me because you're saying a lot of stuff that like my dad has been saying.
Oh,
And I'm
Oh
just
crap!
like,
Where's dad, bro?
how old is your father?
He turned 60 this year, I believe.
Okay.
Oh man, he's like 20 years older than
Yeah.
us. So
Cool. All right. Cool.
it
right.
just shows that we're as wise at 40 as he is at 60. So I'm kidding, pops.
I'm going to tell him he said that.
Mr. Cafferata-Jenkins.
And
Wait.
again,
So yeah. Question.
echoed
So is
me,
that? Oh, go ahead.
someone in his D&D group, all the stuff in it is great.
Oh, there you go. High endorsements. Now, wait. So is Cafferata-Jenkins? Is that like? Is that like your mom's maiden name and your dad's last name, or how's that work?
Yeah. My mom and my dad, they couldn't decide on changing it to one name or the other, so they just decided to hyphenate it.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. I like it. No, it's a dope name. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's sometimes a mouthful, but I like it. It two very different sides of my family encompasses both of them, which I very much like. But it is a pain to write down all the time, especially on tests.
Well, and as I'm sure you're going to find out very quickly when you get to LA, that is a terrible stage name.
Yes.
So, what do you anticipate going with? Is it going to be RACJ or
RACJ, something along those lines. I think I want Ari in it for sure, but I don't know I don't have anything for certain.
I don't know. I think the last name, I mean, yeah, although it is long, yes, but I think it has a certain flair to it.
Quinn Cafferata-Jenkins?
Yeah, I'm saying. Just saying.
I'm not sure which his regular name is a great stage name or the RACJ.
Oh no, his regular name.
I know you think that.
Oh.
I just don't know what Jenny thinks.
Yeah.
And since there is a delay with YouTube, she'll probably write out her response shortly. It is slightly frustrating doing this show for the let's see, we have crap, we're over 15,000 right now,
Oh,
Quinn.
wow.
So yes, large listening viewing audience.
I'm fine.
Yes, no pressure. And Jenny did follow up, and she believes your regular name is a good stage name.
That's sweet.
It's good.
I don't disagree. I do like the RECJ, but I feel like it's a little douchey. No offense. I definitely think if you're gonna do it, do the RE Cafferata-Jenkins. I do agree with James.
Yeah.
I think the last name there's something there that feels a little like, when I think Cafferata, I think caffeine.
Here's
And Jenkins makes me think like Jinkies, and so
Leroy Jenkins. That's all I think about.
yes.
But you know what? Here's a good test.
And I assume this is in reference to me saying it's a little douchey.
When you get to school, ask a couple different ask some of your peers, and then ask a couple of your professors. They'll tell you what they think.
Or go to SAG and look and see if there's already a Quinn Cafferata-Jenkins, which I guarantee you there isn't. But if there is, then yes, you need to find
There can only be one. Find them.
Or if there's
find them and Highlander the hell out of them.
Because that's what happens a lot of the time with actors is, because there's already a, William Macy, he had to go William H. Macy, right? Yes, you're not allowed to have the same name as
somebody else.
Yes.
Oh,
but I highly doubt that somebody already has your name in SAG.
And if there is, Highlander them.
There can be only one.
I'm looking for Quinn Cafferata-Jenkins. Shing! We battle to the death.
So Quinn, we're going to be down your way. As a matter of fact, the week before Thanksgiving, we're going to Disneyland. And that's only about I guess with the way the 405 is, it could take you a good 2 to 3 hours. But generally, from where you'll be to Disneyland, it's only a few hours. You should come down, hang out with us.
That'd be great.
Come on,
be nice to meet in person.
Yeah.
Ride some rides.
Nikki G, what platforms is this streaming on? I'm not sure. Nikki, are you asking about right now what we're doing, or were you asking
because you're watching us on YouTube? So
are you asking about Murphy's Inc? Because right now we're only on. Let's see. I only have us on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube because I have us going on a couple of different YouTube pages. Facebook pages for Fat and Black as well as for Murphy's Inc. And then the rest. I've got us on the 97 and Now page. So primarily. Oh, and the Sailor / Isaac checking in. What's up, guys?
Okay.
And the follow-up, this live channel, but Murphy's as well. So Murphy's is an audio drama. So it's audio only that you can find on Spotify, iHeart, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Absolutely. But this show right now, we're on Facebook and we're on Twitch and we're on YouTube. Sometimes we're on Twitter. Sometimes we're on Daily Motion.
You mean X?
Yes. I apologize. And Tyrus, what's up, Quinn?
I'm doing great. These old men are teasing me.
We are.
Well, and Tyrus is an old man.
Tyrus is a super old man.
Actually, compared to pretty much everyone on Murphy's Inc., they're old compared to you.
Yeah,
you should tell them to stop. Respect your elders.
You are the youngest, as far as I'm aware, I believe I'm correct. You are the youngest person on Murphy's Inc.
Oh yeah, because what's her name is
26.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yes,
I definitely don't sound like the youngest though.
You most definitely do not.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
The funny thing is, I've had to deal with a beard since I think going into middle school. I started growing facial hair, but I shaved it.
Young Rock over here.
Wow.
And I think my voice dropped around the same time, sometime in middle school.
That testosterone kicked in hard.
Yeah. By the end of middle school, I was the tallest person in the school, including the teachers.
I mean, there was only like 6 people in the school, so that's not hard to beat,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you were already in Incline Village, so I mean, the air is thinner.
How
up
many?
there.
How many kids were in the class?
They were about 10, 15 per class.
Whew.
And
Man.
3 classes?
Well, no, that was like per grade.
Yeah.
Ah.
It was all a dream.
Don't expose me.
Without the beard, he is
don't tell them.
babyface.
Oh,
So I'm not gonna lie. You know, I've tried to find you on Facebook and other places before. You don't do social media, as far as I can tell, or you're very well hidden.
I have multiple names. I've just, to be honest, like a lot of social medias like Facebook, Twitter. I've just X. Just haven't felt the need to do all that stuff because I feel comfortable with my own life. And I don't feel the need to.
And this guy's going to be an actor. On day 1 in school, they're going to be like, "What's your social medias? Go sign up."
It's gonna eat them. Yeah. No. So here's what you need to do. You need to make them. You need to make them. You need to have them. You don't have to do anything with them.
Yes.
I will make them.
As of this point. But if you you end up doing more stuff, you're gonna have to, post stuff for, the shows that you're working on, like Murphy's Inc. or something, and then you're just gonna have to put that stuff out there or whatever, or you can put photos of whatever movie you might be working on as long as it's not in
it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Yeah,
you're
social media is taking over.
I'm sure.
But actually, you know what you can probably do is you can probably if you're doing good enough, you can find somebody that'll do that stuff for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to even worry about it.
Those are called publicists.
Well, there are people that are just like social media managers.
Yes, which are also publicists.
I didn't realize they take care of that stuff. I thought they did like press releases, all that kind of stuff.
Like I do have some social medias, but I rarely use my actual name.
Thank you, Tyrus, for confirming. Get famous, and a publicist will do that for you. James doesn't know what he's talking about.
I said I didn't realize the publicist did like social media stuff. I thought they just kind of covered other stuff.
Yes, it's just because we're a little bit faster than you, Tyrus. It's okay. You're getting old. We understand. Okay, so as I was saying, we're coming down to Disneyland. I fully expect that you at least spend a day with us. So
that would be great.
Make that happen, Captain. And
for Cafferata-Jenkins.
What's the Twitch stream this is under? Fat and Black, maybe? Let me see if I can.
Sounds like you need a publicist.
I do. I do everything on the show. James does almost nothing. So it is on Twitch. Fat N, letter N, Black Connect. Fat N Black Connect. If you're looking for us on Twitch.
But I'll be sure to make a Facebook, maybe not Twitter.
Yeah, because it's actually kind of dead. So actually, if you want to do that, if you make a Facebook, make an Instagram, you can connect the two, and then that'll also connect you to. You could also get connected to Threads, which is all kind of it's meta. So you're good.
And this is all coming from the 42-year-old man.
41.
I'm sorry. You're right. Tomorrow you'll be 42.
No, I'll only be 40. What?
Oh yeah. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. 41.
No, you're 40. I know that you're getting old and you forget when you.
No, because you're going off of. I think that's the Korean thing, right? They count when you're born as one.
So at 100 days and you are one, yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah. So, Anyway,
So,
we'll see you in
Quinn,
Disneyland.
you've been I will harass you. So, actually, that's one thing that I do need to get from you because there have been times I've tried to like find you or to get in contact with you. I don't have your number, so we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah.
Not here live on stream.
Absolutely not.
My
Unless-
number.
Unless you want, we're up to 27,000 now. Unless you want all of those people to have your phone number.
Yeah.
Especially when you're about to go to Hollywood to try and make a break.
Yeah, right.
I would suggest not.
That would be a bad idea.
Hey man, let me get some money, man. Let me hold the dollar.
And I apologize. I feel bad that James and I are sitting here enjoying libations, and
Oh yeah.
I guess technically you could, but you're
Not legally.
Legally, I have done nothing. For legal reasons, I have to say that.
That is correct, sir. That
your-
is 100% correct.
Are your folks watching right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Then that's exactly what we're going with.
But hypothetically,
Legally,
they would know.
legally, he has not done anything.
So to be clear, unless you are currently actively drinking right now, you're in no legal issue, so you don't need to worry.
I actually, so that's
this
what
is
I
actually vodka. No.
I tell people. I see
vodka?
people.
Come on.
I see people when they come through the like the airport, they're like 20, and I'm like, oh, cool. We'll see you next year where you can legally have fun.
And just so that the audience out there who doesn't know, James lives in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And James works at the Las Vegas International Airport.
No, it's Harry Reid International Airport.
But just saying, I doubt I would have any problems getting a drink.
I'm 40, and look at me, and I still get carded sometimes.
You do, really?
Yeah, I don't look like that, like you. You look rough, man. I told you that when I came down to visit. I was like, what happened to you?
You're ridiculous. Anyways, but yeah, no, like
I am like Quinn. I can shave and go babyface. And
I can shave and go babyface, and like I look younger. He's being a jerk right now. Anyways, Quinn.
How I feel exposed. How
you
dare
go.
I be exposed? I trusted you.
How dare you guys told me you wouldn't be telling me this.
Echoed beef. I know you're listening. How dare you?
James looks good, and that's not from me.
Oh, I know who that is.
It's alternate account.
No, that's a friend from work.
Oh.
That is a good friend, Mark.
You mean have a job other than this?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one Mark that matters. No offense, and that's me.
I can only
Sorry,
do
Mark.
one.
I still love you, bro.
I'm not hating. It's just
Actually, it was funny because I hadn't seen Mark in like the past. I saw him a few months ago, and then I saw him on Tuesday. Yeah, so I had to make sure I said what's up to him because he's always a fun guy.
So Quinn, we're doing this Kaboom Con thing, right?
Yep.
The first ever comic convention in Carson City, Nevada.
I would
The
love
capital
to go.
city of Nevada.
Capital City.
You gonna be there?
I'm waiting on response from like my contacts at AMDA to see if I'm gonna be able to come down easier, if I'm gonna have to make some extreme plans like the second I get out of class, just drive to the airport.
Are you taking a
Uber
car
to
with
the
you?
Oh, I'm not, but Uber.
Yeah, because
So I assume you're gonna be living somewhere in the area.
Yeah,
Right?
they
Do they
actually
have campus
they have
housing? or-
dorms.
Okay.
And the neat thing about AMDA is it's got like full on-site security for both the campus and the dorms.
oh, nice.
So
No crazies getting in here.
I feel very secure.
That's good. That's good. Now, are you gonna try and find a job, or are you just gonna be focusing on school?
Definitely get a job. Like maybe not the first semester, but
Yeah.
I would like.
Yeah, kind of get in the groove of everything, and then after that, yeah.
I definitely want to like have some spending money to. I've been told to try out a new restaurant every month by.
That I would tend to agree with.
Look at the menu. Look at the
I-
menu before you go, though.
I
There's
would
actually this-
also go ahead.
there's this place right down the street from AMDA, which name caught me completely off guard when I first heard it. It's called Asparagus Pizza.
Okay.
And guess what kind of place it is?
Sounds like a vegan restaurant. Like it
I-
sounds like a vegan pizza place.
Yeah, I was gonna say nasty Italian or nasty pizza restaurant.
It is like both Italian and like Mexican mix pizza place.
What does the asparagus?
Like, I don't know. And
Interesting.
to be honest, it has pretty good food, but
Oh, well, that,
Fair enough. So I would
fair enough.
highly recommend once you get down there and you get established, get a job in entertainment at either Knott's Berry, Universal, or Disney, because you, with your, going to school for it and with your experience, getting into entertainment could help you be even that much more set up. Disney would be number one, obviously. Universal would be number two, and Knott's Berry three. But any one of those, especially, one can be a stepping stone to another.
Yeah.
But Disney, the reason I say is number one is they're really good at supporting. You do whatever you want. I was watching a video, and actually just last week we had on Michael, the voice of Michael, Shandon Loring. He was on the show last week. And he was telling us when he was a youngster back in the 60s, that guy's done so much. There's no way he's not 80. That he worked at Disney as a janitor. He wanted to and that's what he wanted to do. He had other options, but they told him, look, this is just, you come in and you start in one of these positions, whether it's janitor, ride operator, or something. But you got to start there. But we'll help you get wherever you wanted. And he actually had the opportunity to go work for Imagineering. He decided he didn't want to.
He checked it out at least.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's not for me.
So I highly recommend Disney because I've heard this as well. I mean, James and I both worked with a guy at Great America in California who ended up going to Disney. And I think he still works for Disney.
No, he's out of Disney now.
Oh, is he?
Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been out of Disney for a while. He worked at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm. And then he went to Hawaii.
Then he was working at Alani, and then he stepped out after that.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they fully supported him, and
they actually brought him. They brought him down. Like they moved him.
Mm-hmm.
They helped move him. So
are the Disney employees on strike too? Since they're SAG-AFTRA. Disney employees are not
SAG-AFTRA.
If you're talking about the entertainment, they are not SAG.
No.
Yeah, because that's just writers and actors, right?
Yes, and SAG is Screen Actors Guild.
And I forgot what AFTRA is.
I knew what SAG was, but I have no clue what SAG-AFTRA. But I assume
SAG-AFTRA. It's AFTRA is
SAG.
its own. It's like it's just those two combined. It's like.
I meant to just say Afro, but like I'm used to hearing them say SAG-AFTRA so many times online that I'm really like the SAG-AFTRA strike is either going to be really good for me going there, or it's going to be really bad. But I really hopeful, it's all over who wins. But I'm.
I mean, the actors are going to win.
Yeah,
it's the reality.
Yeah, look, the main thing is that I just think that I think one of the big things that I've heard that the writers are going after now is just basically like they don't want to be replaced by AI, which I don't think they should be replaced by AI.
That's like a very.
I think like AI can be. I think AI can be good for coming up with maybe some new ideas for shows or new ideas based on because they can run through everything. They can kind of run through this is what's already been done and maybe come up with new ideas off of that. But that's all I think they should be doing. I don't think they should be writing. I don't think they should be doing any of that stuff. I think that is
I don't have too much experience with strikes or anything like that. So
well, and the other big argument with the writers and actors is the streaming services.
Oh, the streaming services. That's right. Yeah, they're
residuals
off
almost
of that.
Nothing on residuals. I actually saw a posting from what's the kid's name from Breaking Bad? Not the kid, but the younger of the two.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't
Um,
remember his name.
He played Jesse.
Yeah.
But he came out. There was a release. I don't know if it was today or yesterday that he's making literally nothing from Breaking Bad on Netflix.
That's crazy.
He's seen no residuals from that, and that's insane.
That's
I know-
absolutely insane.
I don't know. People must have watched that show.
No,
Like,
they not only watched the show, but the streaming has been very good of the show as well. So I think that's kind of ridiculous that he's not seeing anything of it.
Well, and it did so well on Netflix that Netflix made a Breaking Bad movie, El Camino, that he starred in.
Oh yeah, then absolutely. I mean, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think with streaming changed everything from music. Like there was the whole there was
Napster.
Well, not even that, but after Napster, like with Spotify and things like that, it became a fight of there was artists that didn't want to be on Spotify because they weren't getting paid for it. Taylor Swift was one of the biggest ones that didn't want to have her stuff on there. She finally has her stuff on there, but that's because they've worked out how that all works now. But that was one of the big things there. I'm surprised that it took so long I'm surprised it kind of took this long for the actors to get on that, and the writers just need to be taken care of, I think, a little bit better anyways. So it's just, I mean, it just sucks because now like late night shows have just been repeats, and like we're not getting really any new TV series. Well, there's some that are already done that are premiering soon, but it's just like, man, like this is not normal.
Yeah,
It's not normal. Pilots should have been like, there should be a whole bunch more pilots that should be filming like now.
The flip side is you're going down at a great time because as soon as the strike is lifted,
there's going to be a ton of stuff open.
There is going to be lots of work available. And, again, you say you're going to look for work. I would say you should be taking as many auditions as you can. Get your monologues ready. Do you already have monologues ready?
I have these two, which that
comedy and a drama or what?
These two monologues that I used for my auditions. That I couldn't recite them for you right now, but I guarantee you, I just need to listen to it once, and I could fully recite the thing again.
So the answer is no. You don't have your monologues ready.
No,
because you should be able to on the spot. Like if I said do it right now, you should be able to do it. Yeah. So you need to get prepped. You need to get your monologues ready. Do you have headshots?
No, I need to get a lot.
Yep. I mean, headshots aren't as important these days, it seems like, but I still say
that's why you definitely need the social media because of that. A lot of times they'll go to your social media stuff.
There's so much media out there, though, so it's a great time to catch up on things. I agree with that. The nice thing about not much new coming out is it does give us. And Tyra says Deadpool stopped filming. The strike needs to end. I agree, purely based on that, because getting Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. I need that as soon as possible, and I don't want it to delay. And it already is going to delay, but still.
And Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool has been one of the greatest things I've ever. He's great.
Yeah, and it's crazy that he went the Deadpool that he played in Wolverine Origins was horrible, but somehow they made it work.
It is the role he's wanted to play, and I really want to see Gambit. We were
supposed to get Gambit, but because of how bad, because of Origins, that's why we didn't get Gambit.
But I've heard we might and very likely will get Gambit in this Wolverine Deadpool film.
Oh, nice! As long as it's not Channing Tatum, like they said.
I think it is.
Oh, really? Oh well, whatever.
Beggars can't be choosers.
It's true.
As long as he can do the accent, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Remy LeBeau.
There are a lot of cool ones. I think is Mystique an X-Men? I don't.
Technically. Well, she's in the
X-Men
X-Men series. Yeah, so
I'll take it.
Mystique's really cool. Just the whole shape changer thing. I've always found that fascinating. The whole stealthy characters, but also Nightcrawler. Or is that the right?
Yeah.
The one who could teleport.
Yeah, that's Nightcrawler. Yeah. Her son.
And Tyra says, get a reel as soon as you can. Voice and film, those help a lot more than just headshots. Agreed.
Right, but he doesn't have a whole.
It doesn't sound like you have much. Have you made any done any television or film or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, so you won't have. You can definitely use the stuff like if they record in school, if they do like record the stuff that you do.
That is like
use
one of the
that.
things they do teach, like how to do headshots, how to get all that ready.
Oh, that's good.
And the cool thing about AMDA is like alumni are actually allowed to go back and use the services of the school, which I think is really cool.
Oh,
Well, and I'm sure you're not paying for it, but I imagine that the school is a pretty penny because I looked into Juilliard and I know how
Yeah.
much that was. So,
Yes.
so are you doing loans or are your folks paying for it?
My dad is actually like recently he went from working for was I think working for UNR, but working like freelance and like employing himself. And what he does is like basically do cultural competency training among other things to big companies and stuff like that. So everyone needs to be trained. So, and that isn't a too tapped into industry here in Nevada. So he's been making a pretty penny and he is like very determined to make me graduate college without student loans.
So you are confirming that your parents are paying for your school.
Yes.
That's nice. It's a good place to be.
Yes.
yeah, that's really nice.
And I have seen the things people are willing to do to not get student loans. That
Should I bring up
don't
that
not
sex
have
phone
as
line
much-
thing
no.
again?
No, there's actually this show Echoed Beef showed me called Total Forgiveness. It's on Dropout, which is like these people doing increasingly crazy things in order to get a bunch of money to not have as much student loan debt.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I mean, student loans are a scam that
Yeah.
eat away at your life forever. It's I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the concept of the student loan. And this is coming from a guy who currently does not have a degree. But I did do some schooling and took many classes, and I'm currently actually in school taking classes so that I can finally finish my degree. Yes, thank you. But I definitely I'm not a fan of the concept of the student loans. I think what I'm less a fan of is the people today that are getting student loans but thinking they should be paid for. No, you sign a loan agreement, you honor it. It's just like, what's next? Do we give homes away for free because people signed loans for their home and now those should be taken care of? Just saying. And you, as an 18-year-old, what do you think about that? Do you believe that if you were to get a student loan, that it should be paid for, so you shouldn't have to pay for schooling?
I don't know. There's like at some point I'm like, okay, maybe not all of it, but at least a lot of it, which is just complete from what I understand. I'm not fully versed in these topics, but just like insane interest rates and stuff like that. Like maybe some of it should be forgiven because of how much, like I've heard people having to pay like 3 to 4 times the amount they would have if they could just pay for the college just because of the interest rates and stuff, which is crazy.
No, absolutely. But there's nothing saying you have to take a student loan, right?
Well, yeah, that is also a question. And well, not
Some people wouldn't be able to even go if they didn't.
Then you don't go and you go to a trade school or you go and get a job. There's not, and again, I'm pretty hardline on this, and it's simply because I own a home. I had to take a loan to get my home. I signed documents saying that I would pay the loan back. I signed it with the interest rate at whatever it was at that point. I made the conscious decision. Therefore, I should be responsible to take care of it.
One of the things that it's also kind of a side, but they've also said you're making contracts with you're having children sign a contract in most of
I mean, an 18-year-old that goes and gets a car with a car loan, what's the difference?
I'm just saying, well, like when they're going to college, it's not they're getting a lot of times when they're going to college, you're applying for colleges and get loans. It's like they're 17. Yes, they're with parents, but it's just like they're signing off on it. And it's just like
you're not going to sell me. At the end of the day, if you signed a loan agreement you should be responsible to own the loan. Unfortunately, yes, it is a racket. I mean, but to me, it's the colleges. It's not the loan company. The colleges are charging way too much.
Yeah,
That is
that's
true.
I mean, the thing is that you can like, and that's the crazy part too, is that at the end of the day, what are you paying for? You're paying for the name of the school, because you can go to Harvard and you can go to UNR, and you're getting the same history, you're getting the same math, you're getting all
It's
that
just
stuff.
the name. It's the
It's,
prestige.
yeah, you're getting,
Yeah.
but you get the Harvard on the, and they look at you different. Like, no, you're just more in debt.
Congratulations. You you paid a whole lot more
For the
for
same stuff.
And Jenny says, on the mortgage documents, they tell you how much you end up paying versus how much the loan is. It's also like 2 to 3 times as much, which is very true.
They don't really tell you that on the.
No, they do tell you that on the college documents. If you pay it over 30 years, for example, this is how much you're going to pay over the life of the loan. That is a legal requirement on all loan documents. It has to say how much it will be if you only make the minimum payments over the life of the loan.
Yeah, there's
So-
a lot of different sides. Like, I can see where you're coming from, but also I have my own beliefs and all the other stuff that I've.
This is coming from the guy who's not going to have to pay for school.
Yes, I've done a lot of like I said, I've looked into it a lot because of college and stuff, but I'm not a full expert on the topic. But it's just there's just a lot of different things I can.
I feel you. Bro.
It's all about perspective. That's like most things in life. Just
Yeah.
sometimes student loans is the one way people can get to a good enough college that they can like do well.
Let me ask you a question. Should an 18-year-old, which you are, be allowed to vote?
Yes.
Should an 18-year-old be allowed to buy a home?
If they have the money for it, like,
What if they have the money and a loan to cover the costs?
I mean, if they have a steady enough job.
Sure, I mean that's required with loan documentation.
But if
should an 18-year-old be able to go buy a car with a loan?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. It conceptually is the same. Yes, I understand that an 18-year-old that's going to school likely doesn't have a job. That's just a reality. I would say, based on the statistics I've seen, only about 25 to 30% of 18-year-olds that are going to college have a job. So yes, you are taking out these loans and you're not required to, and you're not making any payments potentially on them until after you graduate. So there's a pure straight 4 years of just nothing but interest accruing.
Yeah.
Craziness.
But again, that's a choice. No one says you have to take these loans. No one says you have to go to school. So,
but then there lies the whole conundrum is that, but the problem is that there's that, what they call it, the paper ceiling or whatever, because literally that piece of paper can make a difference.
Has it for you?
There's certain things I can't get.
Are there things that you want to do that you're unable to do?
I know. Well, there's certain things I just haven't applied for because I know I can't get them because it says you need a college degree or whatever. But like the stuff that I do now, which I enjoy, I don't need a college degree for it.
And being a person who works for the state of Nevada and has seen directly that there are positions that I have not been considered for because I don't have a piece of paper. Yes. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. However, now I'm at a point where I do qualify for all of those things. I just had to put in a couple of years. So that's the flip side of it. School is absolutely important. This is not me endorsing don't go to college. This is just me saying these are all choices. Whether we make them at 18, whether we make them at 20, whether we make them at 40, it's a choice. And you choose to go to school in Los Angeles where Godspeed to you, friend, because God knows I would have zero interest in living down there. Having actually lived in Irvine, not far from where you'll be, I would not go back. And from that perspective, what is your mindset? Because as you said, you've lived in this Northern Nevada bubble for so long. What is your mindset to adapt and adjust? Because I know that Carson and Incline Village have a different microcosm, if you will, than maybe some of the more rural areas of Nevada.
Yeah.
But from a mentality standpoint, what are you expecting going with that shift from here to there and being fully there?
I'm expecting a lot of like different cultures, a lot of different things that I never understood. I'm expecting for me to be wrong about certain things and for me to be able to like move past and like learn from the experience. Like I am pretty much in like receiving information. Like just let me quite understand like you know what I'm trying to say.
No, absolutely. It's you have to have an open mind for sure.
Yeah.
But also be careful because people will try to manipulate.
Yes.
So be careful with that, of course. You seem wise beyond your years, so bear that in mind and be safe. Protect yourself. Ask people you trust and say,
Yes.
"Hey, does this make sense?"
Yeah.
Because you will have people that will try to sell you snake oil and tell you that it will heal you.
Or it'll get you this or that and the other thing. So just if gut feelings are normally correct.
Yeah. So for Philippe, going back to Murphy's Inc., what would you like to see happen to Philippe without giving anything away that happens in season 2? We're in development now on season 3. What would you like to see happen to Philippe?
I'm trying to make I was trying to think of some sort of joke, but then I was like, wait a minute, that's a little too close of what's actually gonna happen. So like I feel like Philippe would have some interesting relationships with his family. So if like something with that,
So you'd like to get to know Philippe more on a personal level,
yeah,
like outside of work and see what that aspect
yeah,
looks like. Interesting.
and just like it would be cool to see how exactly he was just like taken up, like how he specifically, and like, because I imagine he would have quite an interesting reaction to be like, I feel like he wouldn't believe in time travel at first. Like, what is this nonsense?
And we do actually address that to a degree in season 2 with some of the first experiences for Philippe. And I just noticed this. I hadn't zoomed in on this before, but Philippe has an ear hole.
Makes sense. I imagine he would wear earrings. It's fashionable.
Nothing like these ridiculous earrings on
Yeah.
the intern. And again, with the creepy dead eye.
Again, like the interns, they don't matter. They don't have names. Just intern 1, intern 2.
So can you give us a little Philippe?
About what in general? Just me.
Just
talking.
riff. Whatever you want.
Well, you see, these so many things going on, and just Michael blabbing on and on about, oh, work, duty, whatever. I am tired. No one understands me, you know. I'm trying to do my work, and people constantly underfunding me. They don't respect me, you see. They think I'm flamboyant. Oh, I'm playing with dolls. That's not what I'm doing at all.
So he does improv too. That's good to know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Quinn, before we shut this thing down and let you get out of here, and I'm sure it's almost past your bedtime.
Sheesh.
I mean, he's 18, right? Like
They don't have
There
bedtimes at 18.
is no.
He hasn't
Thank
had a
you.
bedtime since he was like
Philippe-
4 weeks ago.
Philippe is a goat.
It's great.
So Quinn, before we let you get out of here, um, I totally forgot what I was going to say because James interrupted me. Uh,
He's just being a jerk again.
Let me think on that. Do you have anything coming up in the near future before school or that you'd like to plug or share with the audience? Something to go check out or anything
Uh,
fun, exciting?
Not necessarily. I've just been playing with my friends. I mean, eventually, my dad has been coming up with the idea of like me streaming D&D games because see that online. So if I do release my D&D world or live stream D&D, go check that out. I don't know when it'll be, but
Yo, with that voice, being a dungeon master, bro. Ooh-wee.
Well, if you ever decide to do it, let 97 and Now Productions know because maybe they can help you get that done.
that's a good idea.
Indeed, it is. Well, James, you got anything else? Anything fun or exciting to share with our listening, viewing audience for the millions?
No, just I got less than I got like 3 hours before I get older.
You have 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Whatever. And then but no, we start Sunday is our new shift bids. Our new shift bids start, so I'm excited about that. So new group of people, actually not, well, there'll be a group of new people, but there'll be people that I've worked with.
And you're going to 410s, is that correct?
Going to 410s, that is correct.
So you have 3 days off. Are they in a row or?
Yeah, in a row. All in a row.
Nice.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually wanted Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but hey, we can't choose. I got the last afternoon shift because otherwise I would have had to take a morning shift, and that would have been like no bueno because as soon as I got off, I'd have to come home, go to sleep, and I was like, nah.
These are adult problems, Quinn. You'll understand someday.
Yeah,
I am like waking up at like 12. Nowadays.
I do that now, but I also start work at 4:30.
I was going to say your shift is. I see. Most days I'm up by 6:05.
But that's also because he has a child.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, my dad wakes up at like 6. It's good. Actually, no, I think 5, and it just like spends an hour to himself.
You gotta do that.
I wish I could do that. I love to sleep.
He does.
And Emerson, he does really well with villain voices. Can you give us an example?
Well. Another group of adventurers hoping to gain fame. Another group wandering into my abode.
Oh.
As they walk through the fields and step in the cow patties.
Yo, that's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I do think you should do something with your. I would agree with your dad again. Dad to dad, I think he's right that you should do something with it because again, it's a social media thing, right? Because you could take what you're doing, put it onto YouTube, Instagram, all of that kind of fun stuff, and there is a niche. There are thousands and millions of D&D players out there.
And they will get into. I mean, they'll get into your story.
It's weird to me that in this day and age, people seem to be more interested in watching other people do what they want to do rather than doing it themselves.
Don't get it. I've never understood. I've literally never understood why somebody will watch somebody open a box of, and I'm like, why?
That I do not understand. Of people,
the unboxing videos make zero sense to me. Like I'm like
watching somebody play video games.
Like I mean, I understand there's big business there, but I'm like, yo, I'd much rather play the game instead of watching somebody else play the game.
D&D with this guy is awesome, even if we don't take it seriously 90% of the time. As a DM, how much does that piss you off when your players aren't being serious about what they're doing?
It depends on if I want them to be serious in the moment or not. Which when they don't take it seriously, when I try to make it serious,
he tries to put his foot down. It's like, okay, bro.
All right, let's see how much damage you're taking today.
Pretty much.
Originally, I'd planned to only use 1d20. I'm going to actually use 2.
What's
Congrats.
this? Oh no, my dice, they've all fallen over.
Oh, shucks. And before we get out of here,
There's-
you can't talk safety inspector. So obviously you've got to tell us the story.
All right, so safety inspector is a running gag we have amongst my D&D group, where it's usually with someone with high charisma, someone who can just lie all the time and just. But like, I had this character who was so good at lying, they convinced this entire like scientific like research lab that they were just a safety inspector and not someone totally trying to break in and like steal a very specific thing.
That's actually quite brilliant. If your charisma's that high, you can just. That is quite brilliant.
Exactly.
You could damn well get away with murder.
Because as long as you pretend to be someone of importance,
Yeah.
you can get anywhere in real life as well.
That's
Legally,
actually not-
legally, I did not say that.
As a character, yes.
As
In
a
real life,
character,
you shouldn't.
you shouldn't do that.
And before we get out of here, I do got to announce, while we were doing this show, we did bring on, for KaboomCon, another vendor.
Oh,
So announcing first here, I don't have artwork or anything ready. Mama's Arts.
Mamas.
Mama's Arts.
Arts.
ARTZ.
Oh, arts.
Based out of Gardnerville, California. They do hair bows, custom tumblers, microwave bowl holders. So
Microwave bowl holders.
I don't know what that means, but
I'm interested to see now.
for
Honestly.
sure.
now they
So-
gotta come.
They got to be there now.
And yeah, mamasarts.com. They have their own website. Gifts that delight, grand reopening. Just because you did just sign up, boom, why not? Gifts that delight, grand reopening September 15th. Discover unique and thoughtful gifts at Mama's Arts.
Nice.
They're
They're not open yet, so we can't go.
Oh, here we go. Our story, our mission, our products.
There we go.
I think this is all stock photos. I don't
I
think
think this is, yeah, because they haven't opened yet, so they don't have. That looks like that looks like something I might have made, but.
So, anyways, welcome to KaboomCon, Mama's Arts.
Welcome aboard. Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Give him one of the deep. Drop one of the deep ones on him, Quinn.
Welcome.
Can you do me a welcome to Fantasy Island?
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
The plane, boss. The plane.
Montaball ain't got on him.
we go. They actually did a remake Fantasy Island. It was supposed to be his niece or something, or yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. I didn't really remember the first Fantasy Island, so it was kind of an interesting thing for me to see. But yeah, yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, I think we're good to shut it down. Unless Philippe, you got anything else? Quinn,
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
And all your loving, supportive comments and questions.
Hey, now here's the thing, Quinn. One of the things you're gonna have to watch the show. You're gonna keep Echo Beef has got to continue to watch the show. Emerson's got Nikki G. Like all these people that they got to continue. They got to stay with us.
yes, like, subscribe, follow, all of that fun stuff. And yeah, James, you want to shut it down?
Shut it down. Have a good night, y'all.